Okay, thank you so much, Rajni, for giving the brief introduction about women coding community. I'm sure a lot of people already know about some of the clubs you guys have, but it's good to know the details. And Hi, everyone. I am Rohini, and I am a tech expert, and I work with a lot of startups. And as an angel investor, also I work with some accelerator programs. So that's a bit of brief, but I'm also coming from a technical background. I do coding on day-to-day basis as well. So I would like to tell you guys about my experiences about AI usage in the day-to-day base and how the startups are using AI to build their ideas. So before going ahead, I just want to ask you guys, like you can put it in the chats. I've already see some comments like what is the idea you guys wanna implement, where do you think you want to use AI? It can be building your own idea to start a product, or just using something in your current day-to-day job. Anything, where do you think you want to use AI, or you are already using AI? So this is like a brainstorming question. You can keep typing this, and then we'll talk about this in the end. Probably we can even try out some experimentation around that. So these are the tools I use personally on day-to-day basis as a developer, or as like ChatGPT. Even for writing an email, I'm using ChatGPT nowadays. Um, and when it comes to UI design, Figma is very good. Canva, a lot of people might be using already for different kind of designs. And for development, this is one thing I mentioned. I do play around with different kind of tools. Like Bolt is something I find it flexible to use, so I kind of stick to it. But I did use Lovable and other products. I played around, but then moving from one platform to other platform is was kind of headache for me, so I kind of got stick with this. But if you are playing around, and if you don't have credits, if you want to just try the free credits, please go and use other platforms as well. There is, like, I'm assuming you guys know a little bit of coding. So once you have the code with you, you can even move it to the GitHub and then move it back to whatever the platform you want. You can even edit it in the backend. So these are just the tools I use on day-to-day basis, but you can find whatever is comfortable for you. There are like plenty of tools now for different kind of aspects. So this is different kind of stages when you're building, I would say. So when you have an idea, I say go and build a basic MVP, play around with it, make sure that it is even required. Whatever the idea is in your head, it is very vague. It is like a big tree. You don't know where to start. It's you have to find the root and just build from one brick to other. The slowly you have to figure out what you want to build. For that, I would say just build the MVP first, so that you know whether you can even use it, or whatever you were thinking it might bring as a solution, is it valid solution or not. So for that, you can just simply use the tools, AI tools, like I was telling, Lovable, or use Bolt, or any. I mean, if you're building as a software product, you need all of those. If you're building like a design project, you might need different tools. If you're building a marketing tool or kind of forms to get some survey, it's based on what you want to build. The idea can be with hardware and software combination, it can be n number of things. So when you have an idea, break it down to pieces and build the basic version of it, so that at least you know whether your idea can work or not. The next step will be, the MLP word is becoming famous nowadays, the most lovable product or whatever it is, I say most marketable product. This is the one you need to go to end users. The same structure will be used even in your products. If you're working for a big company also, it goes with the same thing. If you are starting a new project or product, you need to go step by step. First, when you have the skeleton of it, that's MVP, you get the approvals, and the next step, MMP, marketable product, where you ask people to validate that. You ask more people to join that, the real customers, real clients. I see Rajni is putting a lot of notes. Take them, save it into your notes so that you can go back and check it out again. Those are some of the documentation you guys already have in women coding community. So save the links for them. And coming back here, scaling with AI building, what I find is the most difficult thing is scaling. Initially, you will not have that many clients. Initially, you're only thinking about, as long as this works, this logic works, that's good enough for me. As long as people can able to log in, as long as people can able to click buttons, as long as people can able to use the product the way I'm thinking, that's good enough for me. But the actual problem comes when you are scaling, when your number of users are increasing, when the diversified users are jumping in into your product and then trying to use it. That's when the complexity increases, and the most of the products fail in that stage. Most of the startups also fail in that stage. So when you are building in the beginning itself, this is one thing you have to keep in your mind always, that if I'm starting today, probably I have, like, let's say 1,000 users. But what is my end goal? Where do I want to see my product next year, next 3 years, next 5 years? So this is something you need to keep asking yourself on every day to day basis. And I say these three things are very much important. You can integrate AI anywhere, AI agents, AI tools. Everybody is giving AI in their products. Some, like nowadays, I don't know, even if it is not necessary, they're just integrating it quickly. My question is that trust might not break in that scenarios. For example, you see chatbots in banking applications. What if that chatbot is not giving the exact information what users is needed? Like, they might get frustrated. They're not able to reach the customer care. They're getting some um, irrelevant information which is not giving them trust to use the product. um, it's not just financial products, I'm telling it for everybody. So these are the three key things: your tech, your team, and the trust you have with your clients. These three things are very much important for any product at any stage. So when you are scaling, make sure that you are not breaking any of those. That's very important factor. And this one is MLP I was talking about, is that everybody is talking about this image. I've seen it in so many places. Initially, olden days, we used to build the functionality first. On top of it, we used to increase step by step. But now with AI, what's happening is you have a little bit of functionality, you have a little bit of stability, and then you are already shipping it into the market, which is good. You can validate it, but how is it also creating problems in the market? I have some mixed opinions about it. So that's what I want to talk here. It's okay to use AI. I'm completely supporting with the AI usage in everyday day-to-day use and building your products. That saying that, you also need to be very careful when you're building it. Like I was talking, the scaling part, you have to be thinking about the scaling part. Most of the products which we are building with AI tools are, I feel, we are not thinking about scaling at the time. The prompts what we are giving are not thinking about scaling at the time. We are only thinking about the functionality in the moment, to the basic functionality. That's not enough for a valid product. So that is one thing we have to be very careful while building with AI, because you have like thousands of lines of code, n number of files has been created. If you can't follow up all of that, you can't debug, you can't change the workflow. So when you are using AI, make sure that you are able to understand the workflow at least, so that you are planning for your scaling the product. And that's the second point as well. So if you're not tracking your changes, if you're not planning how you're building your product, when you're doing the refactoring or when you're changing a functionality, it's going to take a lot of time for you. This the third point what I'm talking about is, for example, I do a lot of reviews of startups pitch decks. What I see is everybody using that lovable UI. In the bottom there is like a icon, the same icon, same colors. The content is almost same sometimes. It's kind of giving a hint that they're not putting efforts, or they're not even sure what they're building, or the clarity of what they are trying to build. So if you are making a product using any of the AI tools, make sure that you have your own signature in it, you have your own vision placed in it, you have your own idea properly expressed through that. That's what I meant by don't repeat the same code, don't repeat the same design, don't copy paste, or don't just blindly follow the prompts which are in the internet. You can copy them, you can understand the way they are using it, but have your own say in it. um, the last point is, I was talking about the diversity factor of it. Are you building your product for all kind of users? I think that's one of the factor AI is not considering. For example, if you're building a product, is it accessible by people who is not able to see, or visibility? For example, you're building a product for old people, you need to make sure that that has been considered as a factor while building the product. The visibility, colors, or the font, or uh, the multi-language. These are the examples I'm trying to give. If you're using a product, can it be um, translate to another languages? If you are shipping into a different region, you're scaling, you want to ship it to different region as well, and you want to include additional languages. These are the factors which might not be considered in the beginning, which might not be properly translated with AI. I mean, there are some tools which are good, but not all of them are supporting these kind of features. It's not fully covered by it. The current stage where AI is, like, some of them are not equipped to deal with all these corner cases. So if you are building a product using AI, I would suggest to consider this from the beginning, so that in the end you will not struggle when you want to do quick adjustments for your requirements. Please let me know if I'm going too fast, or you have any questions. Just drop a message in the chat. We can stop and talk about that. Ah, this one, product market validation. I, if you are starting as a startup, I would ask this question as the first question. Um, if you are not validating a product, like early stages itself, you have no business of doing that. As like I see another thing is that everybody register their company first, or go to prepare a pitch deck, prepare a slides of PPT. Do that, but before doing all of that, you need to do your product validation. It can be anything, like I was talking about the designs, or getting a validation through your basic create a Google form, get your user input on this, or create a there is a survey monkey, you can get user validation. There are like a lot of tools like that. I think one of the Amazon tool also very good. You can find those kind of tools when you have like an idea. And there is another thing I observe in people is that people are a lot of people say that, oh, I have an idea, if I talk about it more, there is a chance people might steal it. um, in a way might be true, but in the current situation, everybody got the same kind of idea. We are at the saturation point. The uniqueness will come after you cross that the basic need of it. So when you have the unique idea, at least make sure that is required by people. Yeah, it might be unique. What if people don't want to use it? What if people are not ready for it yet? Or you don't even know what is your geographical client base, or what is your area where you want to focus of that product. So those are the things you need to start looking at in the beginning itself. um, the competitors, like I said, every idea has been already, most of the ideas already there in one form or other form. If you have a startup idea, you're coming with a pitch deck and you say, i've I am very unique in the industry, I don't have any competitors at all, I would stop you right there and ask, like, it might not be there in your region, probably somewhere else it is there. So there is always competitors for any product most of the time. The unique products are like very very rare. So look at your competitors, look at their pricing, look at their customers, look at their product features, experiment with those. On top of it, you have to have your own unique line. That's one of the suggestion I would give. And this is something I talk about how to take it into the marketing. So, as a developer, we always focus on the coding part of it, building the product. So, we build the product now, we've done the validation, we think that it's very good, all good. But if you're not having the income or the revenue, or the flow is not there, there is no point of having that product. That's the reality of it. You can have very unique product, you can have very nice UI, you can have um, fast product. You can say, oh, if I do this, it's the button click is like fraction of seconds, 0.001. You can give all the statistics, but if you're not having revenue, if you're not having the clients, if you're not having the base, there is no point of having the product, right? So the whole goal of building anything is to sell it, or some people are doing some voluntary work, I do agree. Are the purpose of it, what is the purpose of your product, is it satisfying that purpose? That would be my question. So to achieve that, we'll have like different kind of cycles. um, so these are the standard ones. I like to talk about that. So let's go one by one. The Every startup will have like 2 or 3 cycles of this. These are different kind of unique cycles. For example, one of the startup can have network is, there is like a huge community is there, and also they have like a brand habit. For example, Canva. So they have like a lot of users, and then they also have like a brand habit. For example, I started creating my logo, and then I started creating my marketing material in that, and I kind of got addicted to the brand. And now I don't even go for any other design tool. I'll simply go to Canva and start using it. That kind of habitual things will come over a period of time. So if you're building a product, are you creating those kind of wheels? Are you making sure your clients are coming back again and again? These are the things you can focus on. um, how to increase the number of users to come back to your product, that is the question you're trying to solve with this. flywheels, I would say. Proprietary tech is mostly used in industrial or medical products, saying that you can also have software proprietary, which is kind of getting difficult to prove, but it is not like impossible. You can have your own unique algorithms patented, you can have your own unique design patented, you can do all that. You can even at least get trademark, I think utility license kind of thing you can get. So once you build your product, you also need funding, you also need money, right? At the time they will be asking these questions: what's your value, what is the uh, IPs you have, what is the user base you have, what is the scaling part, um, plan for this, what is the marketing plan. These kind of questions will be asked when you're going for the funding or when you're going for grants, these kind of things. So for that you need some assets for your company or the product. And momentum is the hardest part. This I say is for anything. In the beginning, you'll have that momentum. You share it with your friends, friends of friends, and your circles. But after a while, you will be saturated. In that situation, what is your plan to still get more and more customers or users to use your product? That strategy you might not be thinking in the beginning because you're just focused on the building the product. But I say from the beginning you have to think about that as well, because every individual will have like a saturation. um, Probably 1,000 people, or 1,000 people knows another 1,000 people. uh, but after that, how you want to expand, what's your strategy there? That is something you have to think from the beginning. And design for learning is again the Canva example. I would say there is like a if you have if you have a product and it is taking information from people, and you, like for example the templates in Canva, I'm searching for a template and somebody might have used the template for the similar wording, and it is giving me all those results. The more and more people start using, the more and more data it can suggest. So that's one of the great quality of the product. So when users started using your product, how are you learning from it? How are you equipping your product to give more benefits for the users? um, any questions on this? Okay. Before going to this, I would like to talk about. I thought there will be multiple ideas we can discuss about it. Um, I would like to build period pain. Okay, this is Tammy's idea. She posted in the chat. Tracker, symptom tracker. Someone going to health feed. Okay. I thought of building something using one of the AI tool, any AI tool you guys prefer. So we can use like a interactive session. Anybody interested to try something? Any ideas to build something? If not, I probably will go with the Tammy's example, just to start and play around. Okay, I don't see any new messages. So let's go and play with the idea. Which one you guys want to go? Like I said, I just default go to bold.me and gonna take the example. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask Tammy because it's her idea. So you mentioned you want to build a tracking app.
Yeah, like a menstrual cycle tracker and kind of a period symptom kind of explaining like along the stages of your period when you would have your symptoms.
Okay, before even going and building a prototype for this, the one thing I would ask, let's go back to the step where we have this one. So the first step I would do, what is the idea behind it? The idea is to give, it's clear, you need a tracker, but it's already there in the markets. There are plenty of trackers for it. So why did you want to have specifically for this tracker? What made you to think about this? So along with periods, pain, and symptom tracker, what else you want to track? Uh, what is the main factors or features that needs to be there which are not already there in the market? For example, some of the tools I did Google for it. So at the time, what I found is that free tools are not there. Very few are there, and the cost, one of the problem. So if you're going to build something, you can make it cheaper, or you can make it give more features, or maybe more appointment. I'm not saying you have to build all that. I'm just taking from your idea how we can play it as an example. So next thing, I'm still in the idea and research phase. So do I want to have it like a mobile app, or do I want to have like a web application, or both? What would be my preference? Or what would be the preference for users? What would be easy for the users, so that they can keep track of it? I say most of the people carry phones in their hands and it's easy to use. So I probably would start with a mobile app for this than web application. The second thing is, what are the features I would like to have? The design here. The design, it's including even with the button colors, or the number of UI elements I want to have. All those things I would like to freeze in the beginning stage, in the design phase itself, before even going to the coding. I don't want to code until I know what I'm building. The what is my design? What is my UI is going to look like once user is logging in? Do I want to log in with Gmail? Do I want to have my own login? All these kind of things, the basic questions will be I'll be asking myself if I'm building, would be in the design phase itself. Why? Because those are the things which are which might not look like important stuff, but even the colors of your application. What if you have like so many pop-ups coming in? That might be irritating for users to use. They might not. They're already in rush. People keep forgetting about this, right? So if you're even giving a lot of ads, a lot of pop-ups, they might not even use it. So I want to know beforehand in the design phase itself that what is my UI, what is my application is going to look like. So that's one of the things I would focus. And then so she mentioned it's about health, going into health field, but it's not used by doctors, it's not used by uh, people in the medical field, it's used by common people, regular users, right? Especially female. So I would go and do the research. Still, even in this stage, I'm not going for the development. I am not doing one line of code. I am still brainstorming about the idea and about my users, about what they want to track. I'll go and ask probably 1,000 female about, okay, you're going through different phases. For example, you are in your late 30s. So what is your priorities? You are in very early, like 16, that age. What's your priority? Why do you want to track your period? Or if you're having PCOS, what's your priority? What are the things you want to track? What I'm trying to do is like, this is market research. These are all way more important than building the product. And AI will be used in all those stages. all of those stages, even for the initial research, even for the initial market validation, even for the, that's why I was talking about survey monkey kind of tools. You can create those forms even with Figma AI. You can just create your wireframe, and from there you can simply build your application as well. They are providing the development uh, features as well as part of Figma Premium. I think you have to buy it, but you do get that feature. So that would be, with an idea, that would be my next step. And then the development comes. Once I have the feedback and I have like a stability of product, then I would go to whatever the AI tool I'm choosing. For example, I had my design in Figma, and I can build through Figma itself so that I can easily test it there. Or I'm happy with the design part of it in Figma, but I'm not comfortable using there. So I'm gonna go and use a different tool to build the features. For example, we were talking about a mobile application for it, and I already know a coding a bit to do for mobile application. I'm just saying, for example, Tammy knows mobile application how to build. She already have knowledge of tools, Android development, or iPhone development, whatever the technology she is familiar with. She wanna start working on that. Then she can pick a AI tool which supports that development. Why I'm saying that is, if you know the development platform, if you know that, it's easy for you to debug. It's easy for you to fix on your own alongside AI. AI can only be as your buddy, as your co-creator. You can't completely 100% dependent on it. That's why a lot of products are failing. So you have to have that understanding. It's okay if you don't know the development itself in the beginning, but try to learn from the way it is building. Try to learn from, start reading the documentation of the technology you are using. Start reading the workflows, what you're building, so that once you have the stable version of it, you'll be able to adjust the codes according to it. Don't depend 100% on the prompts alone. That's what I'm trying to come at. Because to give better prompts, you need to understand what you're building and how it is building as well. So use it as a co-creator, but not completely dependent on it. So now the product is built as a mobile app, let's say. And then what? We have to do the testing of it. Again, these are the some of the testing tools. I don't really use it on day-to-day basis of these tools, but I hear these are good. A lot of testing people suggested these tools are good. So for example, I don't think these are for mobile applications, but I think these are for the web applications. But you can check the same concept. Check for the mobile application what you would use it as for testing, what would be best for you. So now the testing is done, and then we are going again the same cycle. You have the basic one feature at a time. Okay, now we are talking about the period pain tracker, right? So can you guys give me some? We are all women here, so for example, if you want to build this product, what would you like to have as a feature? One feature would be able to enter on a monthly basis of the date, start and end date of it, isn't it? So when I'm building this application, my first feature would be I should be able to log in, because even if you're not logging in, at least I should be able to some kind of security if anybody opens the app, not able to see the information I entered. So I need to have some kind of login validation, and then I should be able to enter start and end date of the periods. So that would be the first thing I would implement. So that would go here, because in that stage at least I can see how people are using the application, how people are comfortable with it, and then the they are they able to edit it? Are they able to change the monthly workflow of it? These are the things I would give it in the beginning itself. And then the next level is, what are the next features I should like to include in that product, or include in that app? So Tammy, what would you like to add along with this? Just give an example, or anybody else. um, I don't think a lot of people wants to use it, Tammy, so sorry. um, do you have anything in your mind you wanna use? Okay. If I am going to use the product, I might need to track my other symptoms or my activities throughout. For example, I went for a hiking, or I had a fever, so that might affect my periods, kind of thing. I would like to record those kind of entries. Um, or I changed my diet, and it might affect my uh, period cycle as well. These kind of the things I would add as like a second feature, um, to improve the product on. This I say like 2.0 version kind of thing. Um, does that make sense? How you start breaking the idea to build when you are building from the scratch? Okay, I see the message. Sorry, I missed it. AI powered health coach or assistant that provides personalized advice. Okay, it's a very good feature. Um, yeah, as soon as I did the second feature of adding additional activities, I would go for it. This is a very good one. So include the AI, but the thing is, to have like a accurate information, I question this feature with the trust. So if you are giving a suggestion with AI assistant, I feel currently the suggestions what AI is giving might not be 100% accurate. So how would you validate it with experts? It you can have like a expert validation kind of thing along with AI, so that if it is a serious symptom, experts can say, oh, you got the suggestion, this is good, but maybe you have to check the other one as well. I think it's not just for the health. I was talking about this for financial products. I was talking about this for any other product. If you're giving AI based instructions, you might need to have the some kind of validation. At least for now, maybe in a couple of years, it might be. It can improve. It will definitely improve. I hope so. But for now, for the next couple of years, if you're building a product, make sure that you have a human check as well, especially in the health field. If you're going for that, at least have like a uh, overview notification of it, like general information that should take the first priority. Maybe you can train your AI agent to go through experts information and give inputs from that. In that way, you can build trust factor. um, uh, I think if you have this is actually good idea. Like I said, I did see some of other apps like this, but if you're building, I would say maybe you can focus on this AI powered coach with additional support from the real expert. Kind of that angle is not widely explored by different products, or maybe but it is kind of expensive, I feel, for now. Maybe you can make it as available to everybody kind of way. If you did find out the solution or how you want to build, uh, we can have like a separate discussion time. This is a really good idea if you want to build. So as um, as a developer, I am a developer, so my mindset is always on the product building. So in the years, what I learned is, even before building, there are like many steps. If you want to build as like a startup, if you want to build as a product, so those are the things as equally important as development skills. You can have a co-founder, but as a basic knowledge, you should also know these kind of factors so that you can work in uh, collaborative way with your team. You should be able to understand what they are speaking, what the pain point they would face, kind of thing. So let's go back to the programs. This is the one of the thing. Yes, I know women coding community. We have like lot of developers. That's exactly why I wanted to talk about the other places as well. This website is free website. There are like different mentors. As a developers, we are not equipped with sales, we are not equipped with marketing skills. Those kind of things you can explore, take a third party advice, kind of thing. And the accelerator these are again, these are the things I use, so you will find a lot of other tools as well, probably. So this one I find it more professional, more clean. There are like a lot of mentors who is from different backgrounds with real experience. You can use them before even launching your product. You can validate there. And NatWest Accelerator program, which I'm part of, they are available in all across UK, and it's mostly free to enter any time of the year, I guess. Previously, they had like a um, uh, seasons kind of thing. You have to enter, and they'll get picked. But now I think you can just fill the form. Um, the advantage with these guys is that you get an office, you get an environment where you can work, um, at least for the time being. It's important to have your own community to talk to, your own people to have this brainstorming sessions. Um, it's important to learn from others, especially when you're building on your own. Building solo is not easy. It's always frustrating. So try to take help as much as possible from wherever it is possible. And there are like uh, like you see in women coding community, if you post something, people would respond. Always there is help around. The same way you have help if you're building a startup. And accelerator her is another one I use. I think these guys are linked with Barclay Labs. um, I've been as a mentor there, so I don't know how founders would enter. I believe through Barclay Labs, and if you register in these programs, you get mentorship. Um, Saying that, these are just what I've been part of. There are like other platforms like this. I think Lloyd's also has an accelerator program. That's a whole different um, step. But if you have an idea, if you have a burning idea you want to build, don't be afraid to take that step. There is also help available outside. There is also communities which are open for people to play around with ideas and test it out. So in the early stages, you do have help to try it out. So take that bold step in the beginning to explore. Okay, I think it's the question time. Let's see, we have like 10 minutes for questions. Any questions from anybody? Anybody else has any other ideas? I don't think I missed any messages. I'm going through all the messages once more. Victoria, you mentioned about prototyping. What do you mean by prototyping? What kind of projects you have, you would like to have prototyping? Okay, a lot of silence. So I'll take no questions. Thank you everyone for joining. Um, Rajani, I'll give it to you.
Hi, I'm just waiting for the video to catch up. Thank you, Rohini. That was really useful. Um, and we will have this recorded session on YouTube. Please join our Slack channel so you can get notified when this video will be released. Really enjoyed that. So thank you very much for being here and sharing your expertise. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.